Disturbing, enigmatic, and downright psychotic are a couple of interesting ways to describe The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Greetings and welcome everyone. Since there has been quite a following for me to compile a much more thought-provoking analysis on the recent reveal of Majora's Mask 3D, I thought I would give a proper analysis on the remake. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we get carried away with ourselves about the much anticipated remake, let's take a brief look at the original Majora's Mask. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask was released in 2000. The game, however, wasn't originally supposed to be the game we know now. Originally called Zelda Gaiden or Zelda Side Story, the game originally was supposed to be an expansion on Ocarina of Time. This expansion in Days Gone By was supposed to be held in a Nintendo 64 disk drive system add-on. The add-on never took off, unfortunately. In addition, designer Eiji Aonuma absolutely loathed at the thought of creating an expansion to Ocarina of Time. His complaints made it to the ears of Shigeru Miyamoto. Miyamoto heeded Aonuma's complaints, so he gave him permission to develop a new game altogether. However, Aonuma only had a year to make this game. This rushed game was later known to be as Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So, curious viewers, these facts do lead to some rather curious questions. According to Eiji Aonuma himself, the remake has been noted to be in development since 2011. Note that the original game took a year to develop while the remake is taking around 3 to 4 to do so. Now before we jump to any conclusions, there is logical reasoning to this. Considering the 2011 to present day 2014 time frame, many Zelda games have been released. For example, the Wind Waker HD, Link Between Worlds, Aonuma's personal supervision over Hyrule Warriors, and not to mention Zelda Wii U. Even if another developer such as Grezzo is developing the remake, naturally Aonuma would be supervising the project. However, due to all these different projects going on, it must have been quite taxing for Aonuma to keep track on the development of a Majora's Mask remake. Evident to this fact is interviews taken between the 2011 to 2014 time frame. Both Aonuma and Miyamoto gave subtle hints about the game, but never outright announced development. While this could mean that it is just a developer shrouding their projects, another likely reason is that Aonuma was just over-encumbered with other projects. However, there is a much bigger fish to fry here. Grezzo and Aonuma must have devoted some time towards development regardless. So what exactly did they do in spending all the extra time? Well, again, the original Majora's Mask was created in a year, so naturally Aonuma doesn't see a Majora's Mask remake as just another remake. He sees it as an opportunity to make Majora's Mask the game he originally wanted to make with little to no time constraints. To support that claim, there has been instances that new features such as fishing and changing boss fights are noted. Listen to this quote. "While I can't say much about it, one thing, a boss fight has been changed. Upon trying a boss fight on the original version for the first time in a while after playing the remake, it's like, how do I beat this guy again? It's that type of content. You'll get to fish, although it makes you wonder whether you'll have the free time to fish in the world of Majora's Mask," Aonuma said with a laugh. "So we've added fishing ponds, 2 of them too. There might be something monstrous you could fish out, so please look forward to it." Now hold up, if there are going to be new fishing locations, does that mean that there will be other new locations in the Land of Termina? This has led some to believe that there will be new locations or even new dungeons. Personally, I'm not so sure about these claims, but I'm certainly curious about the new aspects of the game. For example, which boss fight is the likely one to be changed? While I can see Goat, Gaiorg, and Twinmold seeing some changes, I have to say I find that either Gaiorg or Twinmold will be seeing the changes. However, what do you think? Which boss will be changed? Also, in terms of fishing, will the legendary Hyrulean Loach make a return? To leave you off, here's another quote. "However, personally speaking, I have some really troublesome memories from originally developing Majora's Mask, and there were many things I would have liked to change if we were ever to do a remake. So at first I said no," Aonuma said with a laugh. Now, how exactly will Majora's Mask 3D differ from the original? Really, anything is up for debate at the moment. However, there are a few curiosities I want to go over. In Ocarina of Time 3D, some glitches were intentionally kept to keep the same feel. Will Majora's Mask 3D follow suit? In addition, in Ocarina of Time 3D, some Easter eggs of Skyward Sword were found. Perhaps we can find some Zelda Wii U Easter eggs in the Majora's Mask remake. Also, there is the question on whether or not Majora's Mask 3D will run at 60 frames per second. Considering that Ocarina of Time 3D ran at 30 frames per second with severe difficulty, I wouldn't exactly keep your hopes up. While Link Between Worlds ran at 60 frames per second, it was noted by Hiromasa Shikata that this wouldn't necessarily be the standard of future Zelda games. However, an interesting note is that the game will somehow run differently on the new Nintendo 3DS. While there is speculation on what exactly differs between the two, there hasn't been conclusive information on this subject. Nevertheless, I do like Nintendo's new approach when it comes to Zelda games. Before, Zelda titles will be released in isolated periods. Now, with the advent of Hyrule Warriors and Mario Kart DLC, the Zelda series is experiencing a rebirth of some kind. Link Between Worlds may have been the catalyst for this event, and Zelda Wii U may be the harbinger for things to come. Other future spin-off Zelda games such as a Hyrule Warriors 2 or something of the sort would in my mind be welcomed. Same goes for future Zelda remakes. Aonuma has hinted on both Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword remakes. In other words, the future of the Zelda series is quite bright, to say the least. Special thanks goes to Zelda Blade 7 and Zelda Geek for contributing to this Zelda news update. If you have any information on anything Zelda related, please comment below with the source and I'll feature your name in a future update. Now, with all of that said and done, I would like to give an announcement. Episode 15 of Zelda News will be released next Monday on the 29th of November, while the latest Zelda theory will be released on December 13th. It is around the mid-December timeframe that this channel, known as MP, will be experiencing some great new improvements. The Zelda News and theories will remain, don't worry, but there are a slew of other projects in the works. Well then, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I sincerely hope you had a great week. Till then, here is the video of the day.
With Christmas, you get like a few really dope things. Okay, like you'll get like a new game console, some games, or you know, whatever it is, like new pair of shoes that you really liked or something like that. Something expensive and really good.
Get shoes? It's like the worst gift ever.
Okay, 7 days of Hanukkah, right? I believe what happens is you get 7 decent presents.
About the nights, that's what I said.
Whatever. You get 7 decent presents that are like, huh, tube socks, that's chill. Huh, a nice shirt that I might wear sometimes.
Yeah. That would suck for me since I'm like really poor. But like, here's one sock, here's the other sock.